In today's video, we're going to go over some very important things that pertain to Bitcoin and the altcoin market. I'm also going to be taking you through a couple of my altcoin picks and a potential trade setup to make some serious gains. If you enjoy the content, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. Let's jump right into the video. First things first, some news straight out of the SEC. They just launched a new crypto task force to develop a comprehensive and clear regulatory framework for crypto assets. I don't think you understand how bullish this is. We've never had these kind of clear guidelines for crypto, and now it's coming from the SEC, which should provide a lot of clarity for the industry, and this should definitely help out when it comes to classifying altcoins as securities or utility tokens. We know this was a huge issue in the past for the crypto industry, huge lawsuits specifically for XRP, for example, and some other cryptocurrencies. In my opinion, this clarity should fuel the market much higher this year. Then I also launched a poll on my X account asking what they thought about the market and where we currently are in this market cycle. So 42% of my audience thinks that 25% of the bull market is still left, and 8% thinks that we are now in a bear market. About 21% thinks that there's still 100% of the bull market and that we are in a super cycle. I really don't think this is the case. And the remainder 27% of my audience thinks that there's still 50% of the bull market left. Now, in my opinion, we still have 25% of the bull market left. And as we can see, most of you guys on X agree with me. Now, this is a little bit of a concern because if we're all on the same page and we think that there's 25% of the bull market left, I'm just wondering if maybe we can expect some surprises, and this won't be the case. But history would suggest that we are in the last year of the bull market cycle. And so I think this is why most of you voted that there's still 25% of the 4-year cycle left. And some additional news from Donald Trump. Everyone was annoyed about the fact that he signed 200 executive orders and none of them pertain to crypto. Well, he just called the mother of Ross Albright, which I'll remind you is the guy from Silk Road, to let her know that in honor of her and the libertarian movement, which supported Trump so strongly, it was his pleasure to have just signed a full and unconditional pardon of her son, Ross. Ross Albright is now free, and we can see a very heartwarming picture of him right here. He is finally free after so many years for providing this Bitcoin marketplace, and rightfully so. I'm so glad to see this, and it's a huge step for the crypto industry. Then, of course, it wouldn't be another video without talking about MicroStrategy. Their shareholders voted to approve raising the total number of shares through ATM offerings, convertible notes, and preferred stock. Once again, all these initiatives from MicroStrategy leads to one thing and one thing only, them buying more Bitcoin. And in the meantime, as we finally start to see some of these crypto policies in place, Trump actually addressed his meme coin live. Check this out.
Crypto coin the other day. Do you intend to continue selling products that benefit yourself personally while you're president?
Well, I don't know if it benefited. I don't know where it is. I don't know much about it other than I launched it. I heard it was very successful. I haven't checked it. Where is it today?
You made a lot of money, sir.
How much?
Several $billion, it seems like, in the last several days.
Several billion? That's peanuts for these guys.
So he's acting completely clueless to the fact that he just made several billions of dollars and cracking a joke about the fact that for the government, that's absolutely nothing. Now, I wouldn't think he's so innocent in this. He definitely knows how much money he made, and I think this is all a little bit of an act. Surely he must know how historic it was for the only president to launch a meme coin. I mean, come on, Trump. Now, speaking of Trump, I do have a potential trade set up on his wife's token in this video, so make sure you tune in for the rest of the video to be able to see that. And what else? Well, we have some more states that are trying to push the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve Bill. I think in the previous video where I talked about this, it must have been a week or so ago, there was maybe 7 states, and now we're looking at 12. Florida, Alabama, New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, Ohio, North Dakota, Oklahoma, Texas, Wyoming, Massachusetts, Utah, and Arizona. We are seeing the snowball effect in full effect. Okay, so that covers the most prominent news. Finally, we are starting to see Trump talk about crypto ever so gradually, addressing his meme coin, putting together an SEC task force to address crypto directly, and of course, freeing Ross Albright, which is a huge milestone for the industry. Now let's jump into the next part of the video. We'll be going over a couple of altcoins and potential trade setups. First of all, we have WSnake, which is a token that I talked about on the channel about a couple weeks ago. We talked about it right around a $170,000 market cap, and we can see here that this token is now sitting at a $500,000 market cap, and we actually wicked to just under $1 million several times. And just to refresh refresher, this token is tied directly to the Chinese New Year, and their symbol is the wooden snake, hence WSnake. Now, as the Chinese New Year was on the 29th, we decided to front run this several weeks in advance, and we can see that it paid off really well. Obviously, this is a very low market cap play and no one knows where it can go. Personally, I'm hoping that this token can sustain above a $1 million market cap as we get closer and closer to the Chinese New Year on the 29th. But of course, this is not guaranteed, and it's why I mentioned it on the channel below a $200,000 market cap, because I thought it was a good risk to reward trade. A little bit less degen, but a more obvious play in my opinion is Ethereum. I mentioned it once and I'll mention it again. I don't think Ethereum is getting the attention it deserves, specifically because of the fact that Trump's company, World Liberty Financial, have been accumulating Ethereum aggressively. As I mentioned in my previous video, these guys aren't in it to lose money. So I think that they were accumulating at attractive levels. And currently right now, Ethereum is still at an attractive level compared to where it could potentially be in a few months' time. So if you want to take on a little bit less risk, Ethereum should be what you're currently looking at. Then we also have the AI sector. Now, Trump recently unveiled a $500 billion AI investment. So if you're bearish on AI tokens, I would think twice. Now, what you want to look for here, if you're a little bit less of a degen, it would be to go on CoinMarketCap and click down below the AI section. Now, you can see there's a ton of AI tokens. And quite honestly, if the AI sector booms as everyone is expecting it to, all of these tokens should likely go up. Now, the most prominent ones that I'm currently looking at with high market caps in this list would be Near, ICP, Render. Injective, of course, is a good one. Then we have AOS, and then we have Grass. Those are some of my top larger cap AI picks, but if you want to be a little bit of a degen, I would recommend scrolling down to the bottom of this list and picking some lower market cap stuff, because as AI begins to explode, so will these tokens, and the ones below with these smaller market caps can of course have higher potential for 10 or even 20x's. But remember, they are inherently a lot riskier. Now, another section of AI that you want to look at, which everyone has been talking about, are of course AI agents. I personally like Virtual and AI16Z, but there are again a ton that you can go through towards the bottom of this list with very low market caps. High risk, high reward. We've seen how some of these have exploded to 10, 20, 30x's basically overnight. So if you do your research correctly and you understand the fact that this market cap of just over $10 billion is insignificant to what it will likely be towards the end of the year, you can likely make a lot of fantastic gains with both AI and AI agents. And if you want to make any of the trades that I talk about on this channel, make sure to sign up to Weeks. It is the first link in my description. It's one of the best exchanges in the industry. They're one of the first ones to list all of these new tokens, like the Trump token, like the Millennia token, and they also have a wide variety of AI tokens. Weeks is also the exchange where I have entered my Millennia long, so if this interests you, again, first link in my description. And that sums up today's video. Things are really heating up in the White House, and Trump is finally starting to touch on crypto. There are so many opportunities in this market, whether it's spot holding, whether it's trading, so make sure you follow this channel so you can take advantage of the crypto industry. If you enjoy the content, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.